Hello and welcome to another Tri-tutors video. In today's video, we're going to go through some key points from Act 2 of Hamlet. Now, this is by no means a complete summary. There are lots of things that happen in this act. This is just a short discussion of some of those key points which often tend to come up in contextual questions. So it's definitely not all the details about the act. You definitely need to read that yourself. This is just to summarize some of those key points. Hamlet is Shakespeare's longest play, so there's a lot of details. So we're just going to discuss some of those really important ones. So Act 2, Scene 1. This scene starts off with Polonius sending his servant to spy on his son Laertes. He has sent off Laertes in the previous act to university in France, and now he sends his servant after him to go and spy on him. This definitely tells us a little bit about Polonius's character, and it sort of foreshadows how he's going to get involved with Claudius, Gertrude, and Hamlet, and trying to figure out that whole Hamlet madness scenario. So he sends off a servant to go and spy on his son in France. He's always sort of meddling in things, trying to get information on people. And then we have Ophelia comes to her father Polonius, and she tells him that she has been keeping her distance from Hamlet because that is what her father had told her to do, but that he came to see her and that he seemed depraved, he seemed mad. So she tells Polonius this. Polonius takes this on board, and he decides he's going to talk to the king about this. He's going to talk to Claudius about this. He thinks he's found the solution or the reason as to why Hamlet is mad. He thinks it's because Hamlet is violently and desperately in love with Ophelia. Moving to Act 2, Scene 2, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern arrive at the palace in Denmark. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are two of my favorite characters in Hamlet because they're sort of this pair of idiots who Hamlet is going to have a really fun time trying to he makes fun of them without them even sort of realizing. He really mocks them and sends them in spirals with all the riddles that he tells them. But I'm sort of getting ahead of myself. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern arrive. They are Hamlet's childhood friends, and they have been invited to Denmark, to the palace, by Claudius. Claudius promises them a reward for figuring out what is wrong with Hamlet. He thinks that bringing his childhood friends is going to help them get to the bottom of why Hamlet is acting mad, why he's acting depraved. Polonius claims to Claudius that Hamlet's madness is due to his love for Ophelia. Sorry, just to go back a second. Claudius promises them a reward, and Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are very happy to do Claudius's bidding. They are not worried about betraying their friend at all. They're like, yes, we will do it. They want to sort of suck up to the king and be honored by him. Going to that next point again, Polonius claims to Claudius that Hamlet's madness is due to his love for Ophelia. We then have a little side point where we see that the Norway invasion seems to be under control, seems to have been dealt with. And there we can see a little bit that Claudius maybe is a good statesman in the sense that he has dealt with this issue of Norway, at least for the moment. Polonius suggests that in order to test his theory of whether Hamlet is in love with Ophelia, Claudius and Polonius should hide and watch an exchange between them. Polonius then encounters Hamlet, and Hamlet acts mad around him and somewhat aggressively, and Polonius is shocked by this exchange, but he also recognizes that there is method to his madness. He sees that actually, yes, Hamlet is acting mad, but there seems to be something behind it. There seems to be some sort of planning. It seems to be intentional. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, then they visit Hamlet, and Hamlet immediately figures out the real reason why they're there. He immediately figures out that they are there to spy on him and that actually they are doing Claudius's bidding, so he's not honest with them at all. As I said earlier, he sends them around in riddles. He doesn't really talk much sense to them. They can't figure out what's wrong with him, why he's acting mad. Then an acting troupe arrives. They've been invited to cheer Hamlet up, and Hamlet thinks this is a great idea. He arranges for the troupe to perform the play The Murder of Gonzago the next day, and this is part of his plan to figure out and to prove that Claudius is actually the one who killed King Hamlet, because then Hamlet will feel comfortable taking revenge and killing him on the ghost's orders. But he wants to make sure that it is truly the case and that this ghost wasn't just impersonating his father. Hamlet reflects on his inaction and determines that the play will allow him to determine Claudius's guilt. So he's starting to get a little bit frustrated with himself that he hasn't actually acted yet and he hasn't actually taken revenge, but he says this play is going to be the proof that he needs in order to act on it, in order to get revenge and to avenge his father's death. I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like the video and to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.